everyone, welcome back to my channel. I hope you're all doing okay. Today's video I thought would just do kind of like a mixture of vlogging basically for the next couple of weeks, sort of in the lead up to preparing for baby and baby's arrival and stuff like that. So this is probably just going to be a bit of a mishmash of stuff that I get up to in the next few weeks. I should be going on maternity leave from work soon, so I'll have even more time to kind of get things prepared, but I thought I would just kind of film and document what's going on in these last few weeks of just me and Tom before she arrives. So it has been so hot the past couple of weeks, and I have been struggling a little bit in the heat, I'm not gonna lie. I normally love the heat, but yeah, I am starting to feel it now. I've got all the windows open, trying to get some air through the house, but it has meant that I've been able to get a load of washing done for baby girl's clothes. So I didn't realise how many clothes she actually had. There's a lot. So I did film a few clips the other day of all the piles of washing that were left on the floor, which I will show you now, and it all hanging out and looking lovely. So this is where we're at with washing. I'm so confused about what I need to put in what wash load. Not entirely sure exactly what colours to put in what. So this pile still needs sorting. This is all just from the wardrobe. But what I think I'm going to do is I'm just going to put this load on to start with, which is just pure whites, because I can't really go too wrong with that. And I've got like a white delicates section. I don't know, it's really confusing to know what to put where, because then I've got like colours, but then these are kind of colours, but they're not full colours, they're like whites with colours on. Then I've got like bedding and towels in that one. It's a little bit of a minefield. I think once I've washed them once, I won't care as much and I'll just shove them in and wash them whenever, but initially I want to make sure that all of the colours don't run and they're all being washed correctly. So I think I'm just going to start with whites and go from there, but this is taking so much longer than I thought it was going to. It's crazy. They all look so cute and tiny. Oh, love it. And this is now what it's looking like. So I've literally got a few piles left. So I've got these kind of like miscellaneous like colours, like sort of neutrally colours, but a couple of bits are sort of a bit darker. Over here I've got some more colours, but these are kind of more delicate, so I'll probably put that on a delicate. And then I've got these whites here, but again, I'm just going to put those on a delicate wash. Sorry, it's really sunny, so the lighting's a little bit weird. And then this is all the stuff that I've managed to wash and get clean so far. There's still some stuff on the line that's a little bit damp, so I'm just going to leave that for a little while longer. But yeah, she has a lot of clothes. I've washed all the bedding and things now as well, so that's good because it means I can then set the cot up and everything like that. But hopefully by now, the time you've seen this video, you will have seen a nursery tour, because if not, I'm kind of giving it away in here a little bit. But yeah, if you haven't seen the nursery tour, I'm sure that video will already be up, so have a look at that if you want to see the nursery in a finished state. There's toilet rolls on there because the plan is to maybe do the thing on the curtains with them. I don't know if it's going to work, but all of her drawers in here now are completely empty because I'm washing all the stuff. So I've also started to have a little look at packing her hospital bag, because obviously I've washed her stuff now, so it means I can start packing. So this is her little going home outfit in here. And I've also I've made a little bit of a start on my hospital bag. as well. That's going to be hers, and then I'm going to take either one of these suitcases, I'm not too sure which one, whichever fits more in. And then I'm going to take another bag for like backup things, so that will stay in the car. So that will have extra like nappies, sanitary pads, wipes, knickers, maybe an extra kind of outfit for me, or some pyjamas or something in case I end up having to stay. And we will just put that in the car. When I go into labour, we'll take that bag as well, so I've always got the extra stuff in case it's needed at any point. And then also Tom will know where it is as well, so he's not going to have to be running around trying to find stuff, not knowing what he's grabbing. But yeah, I'm so excited now. A couple of our friends have had their babies, and it's just making me so excited to meet her now. At the minute filming this right now, I'm 32 weeks and I have my 32-week midwife appointment today, which went really well. They're really happy with everything. She has now got her head down, which is great, which means she's obviously kind of getting ready for labour. There's still time for her to move around and jiggle about, but the fact that her head is down that way is really a good sign. But yeah, that's kind of what I'm doing for today. And the washing still continues, but oh, it's just great. I'm definitely in the nesting stage now, 100%. Yeah, loving it. So today is Monday the 21st of June. Today we've actually got another scan booked in. I ended up going into hospital on Friday evening with reduced movements. So I hadn't felt baby girl move very much during that whole day. And the day before that I had been really not very well. I think it was probably due to the hot weather. I had sort of overheated and I was feeling really faint and sick. Sort of my vision had gone funny, and I think I had just sort of overdone it a little bit and I was exhausted. So I spoke to a midwife then and was just kind of told to rest and drink lots of water and things like that. And if it gets worse, call 111. So I just rested and slept, but it really did knock me out. And so then the next day, on Friday, I could feel her moving, but just not anywhere near. Sorry, I'm just trying to get comfortable. Not anywhere near as much as usual. She has a little bit of a pattern and a routine in her movements, and she's been having, like, I've been feeling her move like really big movements, and I hadn't had any of that. So I kind of waited all day just to kind of see if there was any points where she did kind of move more within her normal pattern. And it got to evening time, which is when she's normally the most lively, and I hadn't felt her move. Or if I did, it was only once or twice, and they were only really little movements. I hummed and hawed whether to phone them up, but I did, and they monitored her, everything was fine. She started to move a lot more then once we got there, but it meant a late night for us, and they have also said that they just want to book me in for another scan, because I did previously have a midwife come out before with reduced movements, so it's kind of something that it wasn't a one-off basically, so they just want to do another scan. So we're going to that today. So in a way it's nice because we get to see her again, and it's kind of an extra scan that we weren't anticipating on the NHS, but at the same time obviously it's like a little bit worrying. And since then she hasn't been very lively, to be honest. Like last night I then got some more movements kind of back to her normal kind of pattern, but throughout the day, on Saturday and Sunday, she was definitely a lot more quiet than she normally is. And I don't know if it's due to the fact that I've just been feeling really run down, so she hasn't got much energy to take from me because I haven't got much energy, or what it is. But obviously we'll speak to them today and try and kind of get to the bottom of why. It might just be one of those things, but it doesn't really stop you from worrying. So yeah, I haven't been feeling my best physically, obviously, and mentally as well. It's kind of been quite tough, kind of all the worry and things like that. And I've also kind of had a bit of a I don't know, I kind of get into this rut of just feeling a little bit, I don't know what the word is, just a bit meh, basically. But kind of like the feelings of, which you have I think you have these days, I certainly did, pregnant or not, but kind of just the low self-esteem and esteem days where you just feel like rubbish, you feel you look like rubbish, and it's kind of like this vicious cycle. So I'm kind of in that right now. I've obviously put on a fair amount of weight in this pregnancy, which in the grand scheme of things is absolutely fine, and for the most part, most of the time it doesn't bother me, but there are some days where it gets to me a little bit, and now it's just kind of, I need to just let my body do what it's got to do to grow my baby, and sometimes it's hard to get my head around that and just to accept and just let it do what it's got to do. I haven't been exercising because I've just not had the energy, to be honest. I've been trying to go on walks as much as possible, but again, that was kind of the trigger the other day, when I'd got back from a walk, and that was when I started to feel sick and faint. So it's just finding that even kind of ground of whether not overdoing it but making sure I'm still doing enough. So that's what I'm trying to do. But yeah, I just feel like I've got myself in a little bit of a weird headspace at the minute, which is fine, and I know I'll come out of it. And I think it's obviously just this lingering over, kind of the worry about her, and it just kind of puts you in a funny headspace, and then it kind of triggers lots of other things. But once we have the scan, we know everything's fine, then I'm sure I will kind of hopefully start to feel a bit more like myself again. That's probably the thing that I've sort of felt not quite myself. When we went in on the Friday to have her monitored, I kind of sat on a monitor. I didn't know what to expect. Tom wasn't allowed in, which I think's really awful. I'm assuming it's because of coronavirus. Yeah, so I had to go in on my own, which was also really, really hard. I didn't get seen for about 40 minutes, so I was just sat in a waiting room, hadn't really been told what was going on. All I'd been told on the phone was just to go up to delivery suite. So I was just sat there for 40 minutes, just not knowing what was going on. Poor Tom was sat in the car, and our signal was really bad, trying to sort of message each other, and he didn't know what was going on either. And I then finally got seen, and you kind of sit on a bed and you're monitored with like the straps across your tummy, and they listen to heartbeat, and you have to click every time you feel a movement. So I think I was on there for about 20 to 30 minutes. I think it depends how long you're on there, how quickly the machine can read results from the information that it's getting from you. But it didn't take very long for me, the actual monitoring, which was good. The only thing was, I think because I was so wrapped up in it all, I didn't really ask many questions, and I didn't really know fully what was going on. I just kind of went along with it. And obviously I didn't have Tom there, so he wasn't there to kind of be that, oh, let's just ask these questions, because this was all happening all in a bit of a blur. So I remember her saying to me, oh, we'll book you in for another scan, but it won't be over the weekend. They'll sort it out for next week, early next week. So I didn't really know how they were going to be contacting me and when. So I had a phone call this morning, Monday morning at like 8 o'clock, telling me to come in today at 12. So that was really quickly organised, so that's really good. I didn't kind of ask why she would have had reduced movements, why I hadn't felt her very much, so hopefully that's something that I can ask more today. And Tom is allowed to come to the scan, so that's a really good positive. That would be really horrible and really upsetting for him not to be there. I think it's really bad that partners, or you can't have someone there to support you for the majority of these things, in even midwife appointments, and even after you've had the baby. If baby has to go in for jaundice and things like that, you can't have somebody there to support you. I think it's really, really bad, and it definitely needs sorting out. The NHS need to sort that out, because it's unacceptable, and it causes so much more stress and worry, because you're having to deal with it and do it all on your own, and it causes so much stress and worry for your partner as well, or whoever you need there to support you, because they don't know what's going on. But luckily, as I said, he can come to the scan today, which is a great relief. We just have had to do COVID tests beforehand, which is fine, they're all clear. And yep, we will go and have the scan. So I will insert a little bit of footage from when we were up at the hospital. you don't get much information from them. And the only reason I had a vague idea of what I might be monitored for and that sort of thing is because I've watched lots of YouTube videos and I follow lots of people on Instagram who've explained things like that. So I thought it might just be helpful for me to show that and explain that to you. So yeah, you kind of know what happens. I think if you've, before the midwife came here to listen to baby's heartbeat, but it was only just very quickly she listened to her. But I think it was because I was before a certain point. I think I was before 28 weeks or something. So once you get past a certain stage, they want you to come in and monitor you for a slightly longer period of time, which is good because obviously you need that reassurance. And obviously now we've got the additional scan, that's another kind of thing to reassure us and help us. So yeah, just a little update of what's been going on these past few days. I don't know if I said as well, just to kind of work out where I am, I'm 32 weeks plus 5 days today, so well and truly into my 3rd trimester now, and they say that she should definitely have a pattern of movements, which she does. So I am currently just sat in the nursery. I quite often just come up here to have to just kind of relax, and I just love sitting in here. But yeah, so we had our scan today and it went really well. Everything's absolutely fine. It was just one of those things. They said to us, definitely, like, if you have any sort of reduced movements, it's worth just phoning them up, getting it checked. You would never forgive yourself if you didn't. Anything ever was wrong or you needed like extra support and things like that. It's kind of one of those decisions you wouldn't regret going to get it checked, but you could regret not going to get it checked. So they were really lovely and understanding, and it just meant as well that they could just be a little bit more, just check over everything, be a little bit more thorough. They measured her, saying she's a really good kind of size. She's now weighing 4 pounds 7 ounces, which is amazing. They confirmed that her head is down, like really far down. Again, which is great. It just means like everything's moving in the right direction. She's obviously not breech. I'm hoping she won't change. I'm assuming that's kind of where she's going to stay now, fingers crossed, hopefully. But that was really lovely to see as well, and I have been feeling a lot of pressure down there. So when she was scanning, I could feel how low she was having to go to get the head, and she said it was actually quite hard for her to get the images and things of her head because it's so far down. But that's good because it means she's sort of getting ready anyway. Not yet, we've got a few weeks left yet, but she's getting ready, which is good. And she's measuring fine, sort of amniotic fluid and everything is fine. So it's just basically put our mind at ease, and she has been a lot more lively today. She's definitely back into her usual routine of movement, which is just brilliant because it's just so reassuring. And I'm really glad we did go in and get her monitored, and that we were then able to have this extra scan because it just puts your mind at ease. So yeah, very happy and very, very relieved. So Tom is out this evening. He's working and then he's going straight to the pub to watch the football. So I've just got an evening at home by myself. I've just made myself some tea. I've got pizza. I don't think I'm going to be able to eat all this because even though I'm absolutely starving, I don't think I'm going to have actually room in my stomach to fit. But we'll see. I might just eat it slowly, and if I don't eat it all now, I might eat some later. I'm just going to chill, watch a film. I've got my pizza, my Pepsi, and I've got a bar of chocolate as well if I want that, and I'm just going to relax. I'm feeling quite uncomfortable today. I'm feeling really big and heavy, and I've got a lot of back pain and sort of pelvic pain going on. So I'm just gonna rest and relax after doing quite a few bits today and getting some jobs done today and yesterday. So yeah, relaxing evening for me, and I probably will watch the football a little bit later on. I've had a little bounce on my ball as well because that tends to help. Oh, I've got a wriggly baby. So yeah, a chill evening for me. So Tom and I have had a good few days sorting out a load of stuff. Sorry, I'm really out of breath because I've just come up the stairs carrying some bags, so I'm really out of breath. Yeah, we've had a good few days just sorting things out around the house, getting stuff done, ready for baby's arrival. We've been doing things for the nursery. I have basically finished everything now, clothes wise and prep wise, like that. I've done the last of the washing and I did iron a couple of bits as well. I haven't ironed all of her clothes, but there are just a few things like summer dresses that needed ironing and a few things with some collars that needed. Oh, well, I'm gonna sit down. Yeah, but I'm feeling quite tired now actually because we've had such a busy week and I've just got back from B&M. And I've bought a new unit to put in the nursery for storage, so Tom's going to get that in from the car in a minute for me. I'm going to try and set it up myself because he's busy doing paperwork in the office. And I'm going to set everything else up in here, hopefully, and then it means that I'll be able to film the nursery tour in the next couple of days, which will be great. We're getting there now. It's really looking like a nursery now. It's so nearly done. Really exciting. So I'm now going to put a few of the things away that I've just bought and just see what they look like. So we've pretty much finished the nursery this week, which is amazing, and I've just filmed the nursery tour, so that will be live. It will definitely be live on my channel if you want to go and watch that. I'm just having a bit of a sit down now. Hopefully, fingers crossed, this afternoon we will go and get the car cleaned and we will then have a look at fitting the car seat. We had a bit of a fiddle around the other day because we've bought her car seat for when she's slightly older, so we were just using that in the car and just making sure that that worked okay, which is fine. But we haven't tried her like baby car seat, which will clip on and off to the pram, and it's got the Isofix base in the car, so we need to do that. And we thought we might as well then just leave the Isofix base in the car ready. We won't leave the actual carry car seat in there, but we'll leave the Isofix base in there. So we want to get the car cleaned first, so it's all clean and done, ready for her, and then we can just keep it in there and that'll be ready. So hopefully we can do that this afternoon. But I just wanted to just give a little update really of how I'm feeling after obviously we had reduced movements and obviously went for the extra scan. I ended up speaking to a doctor. I think it's kind of like a consultant or something. It was supposed to be a video call appointment, but they were I held on the line for about 45 minutes and couldn't get through. So I had to give up because I had to go and get my hair done. So they actually then phoned me a little bit later on, just had a telephone call appointment just to discuss it, and they don't really know why, but sometimes they just said babies do have reduced movement and she obviously was just having a few days, but to make sure you do always contact them. And it could have had something to do with the fact that I wasn't feeling great, so she didn't have much to take from me, so if I was feeling a bit low energy she probably was too, but that's all fine. And since then she's been so wriggly and moving around. But the thing I wanted to talk about was I felt her have hiccups the other day, and it was the most strange, amazing feeling ever. I was at my mum and dad's and I could just feel like it just felt a bit like a pop, similar to kind of like the early stages of kind of feeling movement and kicks. That's kind of how I would describe it. But it was in like a rhythm, and obviously now her movements, because she's so big, her movements are a lot bigger generally, and you can actually see the movement, and it's like a proper big feeling in my stomach. But with these hiccups, it was just like a little pop, and it was in a rhythm. So it was brilliant because I was with Tom, my mum, and my dad, and they could all then just feel the hiccups through my tummy as well, which was just brilliant. And then a little bit later on we were with Tom's mum, Tom's sister, and my cousin, and she got the hiccups again, because like with us, once you get them once, they always come back. And she obviously got the hiccups again, so we could feel that. And she was having a little bit of a wriggle around as well. So they all felt her move, and it was just amazing because it hasn't really happened much. A, because of COVID, and B, she doesn't tend to move, or she hasn't been moving as much. It's kind of that typical thing, as soon as someone feels, she stops, and it's always like big movements when I'm by myself or at home or whatever. But it was so lovely for them to feel it. We'd all done COVID tests beforehand, and it's obviously we were allowed to kind of see people in close family and stuff like that, and it was amazing. It was so nice for them to experience it. And yeah, she had hiccups again the next day. So I don't know why, but it was just such an amazing feeling. I love feeling her move and kick. I know I'm just so gonna miss it when she's not here, but I am starting to get to the point now where everything is really hard work. If I drop something on the floor, that's gone. There's no way I can bend down and pick it up. Everyday tasks are becoming quite difficult, and I'm getting a lot of pelvic pressure and pain, a lot. I just feel like she could come out at any point, which hopefully she won't yet. We've still got a bit of time, but that's what it feels like, and I don't ever know what that feeling is like until I've had it. I couldn't, obviously people talk about it before, and I never really knew what it would feel like. It's such a bizarre, strange feeling. I'm starting to get to the point now where, not that I want my pregnancy to hurry up and end, because I really enjoyed it, but I am starting to struggle more now. But I think that's just expected. I've been so lucky throughout my pregnancy. I've definitely had symptoms the whole way through, but nothing bad, like not horrendously bad. But yeah, things are becoming harder work, and I forget how big I am now as well. Like, I'll try and move through a space or just walk past something, and I won't fit. And I don't realise until I'm stuck, basically. Later this afternoon, we can get the car cleaned and get the car seat all sorted. Things are starting to get really real now because of the nursery's done. All of her clothes are washed. Like, hospital bags are pretty much packed. We're kind of ready for you now, baby girl. So you need to stay in there a few more weeks yet, just to cook for a little bit longer. But mentally, I'm now getting to the stage where I'm getting ready, and I'm preparing myself for labour, which is something else entirely. Yeah, it's very overwhelming. It's really, like, I'm so excited, and I can't wait to meet her, but it's also a little bit intimidating and scary and nerve-wracking. But yeah, just amazing. So we didn't get a chance to put the car seat in the car yesterday, but that's what we're going to do now. So we've got the Cybex Cloud Z. So it's got the Isofix base in it, and we're going to try and figure out how this goes in the car.
Like that.
Just like that.
Oh yeah, spot on.
Good, isn't it?
Yeah, well good. Perfect.
Cool.
Happy days.
All done.
Yeah. Went alright. Rotation still work okay? You try it one hand. It's easy, isn't it?
So good. So what I thought I'd quickly do is just show you a little bit of a demo of how the seat works and how easy it is. So it's got the 3 green light system here. So it's basically saying that the Isofix base is connected incorrectly, which means it's this is down in the right place and it's connected correctly at the back here. If it's not in correctly, it will also beep at this stage as well, which is good, just basically showing you if it's not in correctly. Then to put the seat in, it's quite simply just slip it in. I say that, I'm not going to do that now. That's it clipped in. And I know it's in correctly because it's now got 2 green lights. So we can see that that is fine. You then pop baby in like this. And then it really is simple as just spin and click. Again, it's secure there, and the 3 lights are all green, so saying it's completely safe to use and move. Really simple as well to spin baby back round. You've just got this here that you lift and pull out, and that then just means that this can spin correctly to this side too, so you can just get her in and out. So it's really easy and simple to use. You can also then, just to take it out, it's really easy, just this grey button lever here, you pull up, you then just grab the handle and lift it out, and it really is that simple. That actually was really quite easy. Just getting the hang of it to start with, just to make sure that it's in properly, and we used the instructions just to make sure it was all done correctly. But it's so easy to use. You can literally just do it with one hand. It's amazing. I love the fact that it swivels towards you. It's going to be so much easier, and it will slot onto our pram as well. So happy. We're just going to keep the car seat indoors though, so that's not in the car for now. We'll just keep the base in there, and then when we need to go to hospital, we'll pick this up and take it with us. So I'm going to end the vlog there. Thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and I will see you in my next one. Bye.